If this capsule history of our progress teaches us anything, it is that man in his quest for knowledge and progress is determined and cannot be deterred. The exploration of space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. And therefore, as we set sail, we ask God's blessing on the most hazardous and dangerous and greatest adventure on which man has ever embarked.
Looking back to the 1960s, it seems that the conversation about space and our conquest of it was a bit different. We as a people, as a race, had our eyes looking to the cosmos. Even before then, the inspiration that we shared together, even if it was in competition, had us telling stories, watching movies, and reading books. Even if our motivation to walk on the moon seemed political in nature, we realized our insignificance on the universal stage. But still, we had the guts to challenge it. Since then, our gaze to the stars seems to have changed. Did we lose interest? Did we prove our political point? Did we just give up? It seems difficult to answer, but lately, it hasn't been for a lack of trying, even if untraditionally and unsuccessfully.
After we stopped going to the moon, it all ended. We stopped dreaming. And so I worry that decisions that Congress makes doesn't factor in the consequences of those decisions on tomorrow. Tomorrow's gone.
You know what?
They're playing for tomorrow, metaphoric tomorrow, not the literal tomorrow. They're playing for the quarterly report. They're playing for the next election cycle, and that is mortgaging the actual future of this nation. The rest of the world is going to pass us by.
But what's surprising is more recently, interest seems to be slowly creeping back in. More notable is the resurgence of space-related gaming software. The popular Star Citizen, at the time of this recording, has raised a whopping $85 million on its crowdfunding page. It looks pretty cool, even though it might be hitting a snag or two in the development process. Elite Dangerous is launched and does a great job of giving you a feeling of scale and a finger quotes 1/1 scale representation of the Milky Way. And it's true, the game is massive, and the dogfighting is really something special. Sadly, there isn't a whole lot to keep one's attention outside of that, unless you like trading and being a pirate if that's your thing. Movies like Interstellar made a pretty big splash as well. Excellent storytelling with detailed practical effects, and keeping it as scientific as possible. It's a classic for sure. And then there's No Man's Sky. There's a reason why I'm so attracted to this game. As an adult, one of my only regrets in life is that I didn't take school as seriously as I should have. Remember that part in your life when your parents are telling you that this is the most important part of your life? Yeah. Things like science, especially space science, didn't take priority over things like girls and social status. And when I reached my late 20s, I began to develop an insatiable thirst for knowledge. Politics, world geography, the universe, all this inspiration and thirst for knowledge. Then came No Man's Sky with such perfect timing. I was literally about to turn the VGX off out of boredom when the first trailer for the game simply stole my heart. What the heck are you even rambling about, Legacy Zero? You're probably typing in the comments. I don't believe we have enough inspiration, especially when it comes to space. When can we start looking back to the stars again in hopes that we have a future outside of this pale blue dot? We certainly won't see it in our lifetimes, unfortunately. But we'd certainly have to learn to live on this rock together a little better before we can accomplish that. Look, I won't even try to hope that a video game can spark our next space race. That's just unreasonable and foolish. But I'd say anything that can happen to help get our people interested again, to look up, to be inspired, would certainly be helpful. Certainly for our young ones to not end up developing the urge to know more too late in their lives. Maybe, just maybe, a video game could.
Tell us in the comments what inspires you about No Man's Sky or the subject of space or whatever. I love a good discussion to happen in the comments like always. And thanks for joining in the first of this 3-part series regarding No Man's Sky. This first episode regarding inspiration. The second one we'll talk about the impact that this game could potentially have on the gaming industry. And then lastly, we'll talk imagination and where the game can go from there, and just what this could mean for Hello Games. So thanks everybody for the feedback for the last video. I hope that I've instituted that well in this feature and beyond. Thanks for being with me. Also, there was a huge jump in subscribers. I think I went to like 102 from like 8. So that was really impressive. Thanks all for subscribing, and please continue to pound that like button and get this out there, because I do love to have a great discussion about video games, particularly No Man's Sky, which is the hot button for me right now. And otherwise, have a good day, and thanks for watching, and y'all be good.